Tuesday, July 2nd, 2013, Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Present.
Trustee Carter. Trustee Fuller. Trustee Reichert. Present. Trustee Gett.
Present.
Trustee Cumming.
Present.
Thank you very much. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for the June 18th meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move to approve.
No.
Oh, you want to change? Sorry.
I move to make some modifications to the attendance of the meetings later on.
Okay.
Sorry.
Any other changes at all? Okay, we need to make a motion for approval pending the changes as outlined or given us a clue by Trustee Reichert.
Okay, I move to approve.
Motion from Trustee Gett.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the June 18th meeting except for a couple changes regarding attendance, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the minutes for the June 18th meeting. Next order of business tonight is correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have no correspondence this evening.
Okay, thank you. No announcements tonight, so we will go to trustee reports, and Trustee Fuller is still on sabbatical to China, so we'll go to Chief Sutton. Is there any news to come for the ambulance front?
No report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Move to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing under Public Works.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll go to Administration Personnel with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing.
Thank you. Trustee Carter's not here tonight. Mr. Administrator, any economic development or village improvements news from your front?
No information tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Move now to the Police Department with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Before I get to the Police Department announcement in regards to economic development and village improvements, would just like to say that we had a very successful Duryea Days event on the 21st and 22nd of June. And at the next board meeting, we're going to get on the agenda to present Chief Sutton with a novelty oversized check for net proceeds. We'll keep that a secret for right now, let the suspense build, but you know, I had joked with Chief last month that the way that the event was shaping up as far as sponsorship dollars go, that I thought that instead of a novelty check, I might be giving him a Hearts flea collar for Grouchy, but no, very pleased, very nice event. We really appreciate the public coming out and supporting the Duryea Days event. We had some great bands, fantastic vendors this year, and the weather cooperated for once.
Great.
Okay, now on to my day gig. I'd like to announce that our next Neighborhood Watch meeting will be Monday the 29th, right up here at Village Hall, 6:30 p.m. If you have any police or code enforcement concerns in your neighborhood that you would like to bring to our attention, please come up and join us. Again, that's the 29th, 6:30, right up here at Village Hall. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Thanks again. We'll go to Building Maintenance with Trustee Gett.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing reported this time.
All right, thank you. Then we'll close out with the Fire Department with Trustee Gett.
Second verse.
Same as the first.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone. We'll go to comments from the audience, and I know Trustee Gett, you have some information to pass on before we go into that?
Yes, sir. I'd like to say congratulations to the Peoria Patriots Little League team for being invited to participate in the Little League World Series in Kansas City, Missouri. We have Mrs. Jody Acevedo in the audience. If she would come up to the podium, please, and come up and give us some information. They're going to be there from July 16th to July 21st. They've got some fundraising going on she can tell you all about, but I'll let her take over, and congratulations to all the boys for hard work.
Hello.
Just give your name and address.
All right. My name is Jody Acevedo. I'm at 4928 North Everett's Court in Peoria, Illinois. First of all, we'd like to kind of give you a little bit of history about the team that we have put together and that have made it this far. And I'd actually like to ask Lyle to come up, since he has been one of the coaches for pretty much ever.
Hi, my name's Lyle Begner. I live at 515 East Scioto in Peoria Heights. And I've been director for about the last 10 years at the Summer League. I coach grade school with Jay Whalen, and I also coach high school with Matt King. So I've been affiliated quite a while with the summer program and with the school. I just kind of wanted to give you a little feedback about our program. When I started 10 years ago, we had 2 travel teams, 24 kids, and that was just ages 9 through 12, and 25% of those were just Heights kids. And we had 1 tournament at that time. You know, at the present, we have 4 travel teams with 55 kids, ages 6 to 14, and we have 3 tournaments now involving all the age groups, and 60% of the kids are Heights kids. So that's really been a big turnaround in the past 10 years. So we've really stepped up there. We use 3 sites, which is the high school, Von Steuben, and this year we started Grandview Drive for the coach pitch kids and even the 9 and 10-year-old level. So we do that. I wanted to touch on our team. I'm very proud of them, as you can tell. This is not possible without my coaches, Josh Beanie, Shane Johnson, and then my 2 bookkeepers, Tony Gregory and Ross Miller. And without the parents' help, none of this is possible in the summer. But 80% of these kids have been with the program since they've been 7 years old. So they've been around for quite a long time. They struggled early in their younger years, but they stuck together, and by 6th grade, they made a commitment to me to do winter practices in the gym at Peoria Heights High School. And they do those from November through March, and it's really made a big turnaround. So I upgraded their schedule because they've worked so hard, and then overall in these last 2 years, they are 68 and 31, which is pretty phenomenal for a baseball team. They've achieved the most wins at Peoria Heights grade school. They played in a regional championship. They've won numerous tournaments the last couple of years, and they actually 2 weeks ago won the USSSA 14UA state tournament. So very proud of that achievement. And then with that, they qualified for the World Series, like they said, down in Kansas City. Basically, we were hoping to go there in a couple weeks. And we also did with this group, we sent 3 Heights kids to a showcase in Chicago over the winter. And 2 of those kids placed in the top 5 out of a showcase for some of the top 8th graders in Illinois. So we are very proud of the hard work that all the young men have done for the Heights community. And so with that, and just anything you could do to help, we appreciate it. And I appreciate all their help and you. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations to all of you, too. It's wonderful how far baseball has come in Peoria Heights. Everyone's doing a wonderful job, so give a big round of applause to the players, the coaches, and parents.
Earlier, Jody, I said so there's other fundraisers. I didn't bring my phone, so I don't have the information with me. So if you could tell us about what else is going on. And isn't there some restaurant or?
Yes, on July 10th, we will be having a fundraiser. Any proceeds that go to La Gondola between the times of 4 and 9 p.m., 20% will be going to us. So that's from La Gondola. And on the 13th of July, we're having a car wash, garage sale, bake sale. And that's going to be 9 to 3? 8 to 3 in the Heights parking lot. So
The high
all of
school
that's going
parking
to,
lot?
yes, that'll be from 9 to 3. The boys have given them a little bit of things to do. They're going to be doing the car wash. We're going around to businesses, and we've been to a lot of the businesses in the Heights, T&T's, Oliver's. Even gotten some outside donations who aren't Heights related, but just some car dealerships, doctors. So we're pretty much doing everything possibly that we can.
Okay, well, I guess I had to echo Mayor Allen's remarks that I'm really proud of you, the hard work you've done, and it's nice to see any Heights team doing well.
Right.
So congratulations, guys. Keep up the hard work. We really appreciate it. We're proud of you.
Absolutely, and it's great to see baseball come back to Grandview Drive.
Oh, especially that. Yeah, I'm so glad to see that.
Yeah,
happen.
although I did that, I pedaled that every day each summer going back and forth to the Little League. Of course, that was about 130 pounds ago, and a little bit.
And the village will help with the sponsorship. We'll get that all straightened up in the next day or two, and Trustee Gett will probably give you a call about that.
Thank you very much.
Okay?
We appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience at all? Yes, sir.
Josh Bean, 903 East Wilson, Peoria Heights, one of the coaches for these guys too. I just want to congratulate them too. And about the lawn gondola thing, we are going to get flyers, and if you don't have a flyer, all you have to do is mention Peoria Patriots, and the proceeds will go towards that. So I just wanted to clarify that a little bit.
And if you have any flyers, feel free to bring them up here to Village Hall as well. And we can leave them right there on the counter. We have a lot of people come in here paying their water bills and just getting information. So bring a pile in here. It'll be nice, good exposure.
Yeah, please drop one off at AA Accounting down on Prospect. I have a bulletin board for community events in there, and I'd be honored to put that up and to help you guys out.
And Mr. Administrator Matt Fick will put it up on the website too, all the information regarding the fundraising and regarding the team as well. So we'll do all we can. I know you have a short time frame here, but we're going to do all we'll do. Yeah, well, oh well. Sometimes if you're under the gun, you do your best work. Sometimes it doesn't seem like that's the way it should be, but it happens. So that's what we're going to do here. Any other comments at all from the audience? No. No,
I'm the workaholic.
we like everyone out there. You're free to leave. But thanks for coming by. We really appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you. When is the World Series?
For a brief moment, we felt popular.
So it's 3 days?
Yes, thank you. Have a good night.
Is it 3 games? Do they play? Just not thinking of more questions I want to ask.
You want me to call him back? You want to ask?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Hey, Jody.
How many?
Hello, we'd like to know, Coach, how many games? Trustee Harden would like to know how many games are you?
Planning to play down there.
Right, Trustee
The
Harden.
World Series. Well, they put you in a pool for 3 games, and then you'll get seeded according to how you did in your pool, and then it'll be single elimination from there. Right now, there's teams from Kansas, New England, Massachusetts, there's a team there, Oklahoma. It's going to be kind of exciting for them to play teams from other kids from other states. And then they'll get to do trading pins and trade the pins and for each team and have a towel so they can have it to remember for later.
Well, that's great. Have you guys ever went before?
When I first started, we didn't have a whole lot of Heights kids. I had a team that went a few years ago and did it at Johnson City, Tennessee, and we made it to like the top 8. It was real exciting. So it's awful better because, for me, with all being Heights kids and coaching at the Heights, it means this has been special.
Did you go to the Heights?
No, I graduated from Princeville High School. My cousin went to the Heights. I knew Bart when I was a kid. That's how I know him. Is I used to come down here. He used to go to Princeville all the time, so we knew everybody. And that's how I actually my wife's from a big city, so I'm a country person. I said, well, we got to at least do a small school, so that's how I ended up in the Heights.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Yeah.
so it's been kind of nice to work with Matt and Jay over the years, and You know, I know baseball was down, and my dad ran the Alta Youth Organization when I was a kid. So I've kind of been around it and kind of know what it's all about all my life, so it's
Yeah.
kind of in your blood, so that's what I've done, and then got affiliated with them, and the rest is kind of in history. It's exciting to see how fast it's grown. You know, to watch the little kids. I've been over for a couple little tournaments, and actually in the summer here, like he said, riding the bikes, we do a morning clinic that we do not charge nobody to do that's affiliated with the Heights or our program. And from 10 to 12 every day, my son, who graduated from the Heights, plays basketball and baseball at Blackburn College. And he comes back with a couple other coaches and kids, and they do morning practices for free and do fundamental teaching of baseball.
Wow, well, it's paying off. Kids are
Yeah,
doing really good.
Their hard work is, the work they have done is just unbelievable. And a part of it was, we had some that had bad grades. I put out shirts about academics, athletics equals success. And since I did that, I haven't had a kid that has missed a game of basketball or baseball because of grades in the last 2 years. So they have stayed eligible through their 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year. Now we're hoping it continues to high school.
Oh, that's great.
A very special 8th grade group.
Yeah, that's great. Good luck down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on the success. Keep up the great work, kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably anywhere between 4 to 7 games that they could possibly have. If they win it all, yeah, they keep winning after that third game, and they'll just keep playing, so.
Wow, do they get trophies or something, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
Is there-
we're waiting on the
We're waiting on
state
the
trophy
right
and
now.
the individual team, the individual ones for the kids.
Roman have them by the third.
How come the state trophies are so late?
It's because it actually, the Final Four.
Because it's Illinois.
Yeah.
What, is IDOT in charge?
Yeah. Had to pay for the shipping.
Yeah. We wish they'd get here, though. We're excited to get them, so.
Yeah, so we're waiting from the, well, that's because ours was down in the south, and the main hub is, of course, Chicago, and so everything is sent out of there. And the guy has told us, you know, through an email that everything would be sent out. Yeah.
Hard time with that. It's hard to get a hold of the USSSA to tell you the truth, unless you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Thank
please
you.
keep
Thank
us
you. Good
informed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know Jody will.
What's that?
Keep us informed.
Oh, you can just read it on my Facebook. I'll have every game, I'm sure.
Okay.
And we'll get the state trophies, we'll bring them up, show you.
Great.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
It's deal.
Thank you.
We'll get that state trophy and carry it around the pubs around here like the Stanley Cup, you know. Okay, no old business tonight, so we'll move to new business, and first up is ordinance 2013-1388. Mr. Administrator?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is something we discussed at the departmental meeting when it was brought to our attention that there were a couple of areas that we currently do not charge for some services that a lot of the other communities and organizations do. And so this ordinance would add their items number 11 and 12 under section 1, if you look at them. Treat and release, which is a charge of $150, and charge for an additional rider, which is $100. So beyond that, more specifics, I might defer to Chief Sutton, but I know we wanted, the board was in favor of adding these charges. They are time and expenses to the village and to our ambulance department that we don't recoup right now, so we felt it was justified.
Yeah, I agree with the statement the administrator made. You know, a couple things we talked about, we also talked about doing transports, but I think after further dialogue, I think we all agree that that's not something we want to venture out in right now. We've had past experience, was not great. We don't have the manpower for that. So we're just stuck with the two increases the administrator mentioned. So any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Okay, any questions for Chief Sutton or Administrator Fick?
I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2013-1388.
Have a motion from Trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from Trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1388, as outlined by Trustee Fick and Chief Sutton. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1388. Our next order of new business tonight is the G&O disposal contract extension, and that will be presented by Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I'm going to make a motion, we approve the contract with G&O to be extended for another year. Everyone's very happy with their service. We almost never have any complaints. And I'm trying to remember, did Matt get G&O to hold the line on 2013 and not have a 3% increase, or was?
Yeah, I think it was for that first year of the contract.
Yeah, it's a 5-year term, and the first year they're going to hold this is G&O, they're going to hold their cost.
So
So
we're
0% increase the first year, and then 3% every year thereafter.
Okay, so we're making a motion to approve it for the next 5 years. Okay.
Correct.
I thought we
Uh-huh.
were just going to do it year by year, but,
Yes.
okay, that's fine. Because that's very reasonable. I mean, we're already at a good rate, and by going up just the 3%, that's just the cost of living, so. Yeah, I make a motion, we approve the contract extension for G&O.
Second.
Have a motion from Trustee Harn and a second from Trustee Gett. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? It is for board approval of the 5-year contract extension for G&O disposal in the village. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved the contract extension for G&O disposal as outlined by Trustee Harn. Next order of new business tonight has to do with the contract extension for Eagle Enterprises on recycling, and that will be presented by Trustee Harn.
Thank you again, Mayor Allen. I'm going to make a motion, we approve extending our contract with Eagle Recycling. Again, everyone's been real happy with their service, and their prices are very right. So make a motion, we approve the contract for our recycling program.
Did we get a hold on the first year with them too, like G&O did?
I
or-
think they went up the first.
It's an average of 4% a year increase. It was a little bit larger than that initially, and we got them to come down a little bit. They were under by quite a bit initially, and I've spoken with them they told me they had to increase it over the last couple of years. They've made, gas prices were probably in the $2 range when we signed this with them the first time. So given all of that, I don't think the 4% is out of line, and their
Tell them-
service is great.
Tell them to go to Hialeah and buy points.
See, we have a motion and a second on the Eagle Enterprise yet?
Yeah, I second.
Okay. Any other comments from the board before the board votes?
Yeah, I just had a question about the average monthly fuel cost. That $5 per gallon, I don't know. I mean, are these recycling trucks, are they diesel? Do they run on unleaded?
They're
You know, I mean,
diesel.
what
diesel.
are the possibilities that we could exceed that $5 per gallon monthly cost? And then what would that fuel surcharge be? Are there any numbers on that, or is it just we're going to cover their overhead, their increased overhead on it? Is
I
that how
think-
it pans out?
Yeah, they would probably leave it open-ended, because if there's trouble in the Middle East or whatever, and they blow pipelines up and the diesel fuel goes to $6 or $7 a gallon, then we have to cover that. I mean, it seems like
Yeah.
that's what it always seems to fluctuate the fuel prices, you know, if you have trouble overseas or whatever, or a tanker gets hijacked or something.
Yeah, well-
Any reason they can get
No,
to raise fuel
absolutely.
prices, they
Absolutely
do.
understand that, but you know, it's like a cost of doing business.
There's
You know
no
what I mean?
real way they can predict that right now, diesel's pretty reasonable, it's
Right.
$3.99 a gallon, if you want to call that reasonable, but they're averaging at $5 a gallon, so, I mean, it could go up a little bit more, and they would probably still be okay. The big trucks get around 5 miles to the gallon, and their truck idles a lot, so they're probably getting 2 or 3 miles to the gallon.
Okay, so it would just pretty much be dollar for dollar, whatever the above and
Above
beyond
the
their
five.
fuel cost is, above
I
that
would-
$5.
I would like to assume so.
Okay,
Yeah, well, you also remember when gasoline was getting up there, it was more than diesel, and diesel was staying down at $3.99. A lot of places I fuel up now, it's $3.89, so whenever there's a, you know, like that refinery over up in Joliet, their big excuse for raising the gas prices recently.
Diesel.
The gas went up, the diesel stayed down, I mean, it went up a little bit, but not like the gas was jumping up. I mean,
Diesel fuel used to always be cheaper than gasoline, and then about, I don't know, 20 years ago or so, they started trading diesel fuel as a commodity, and it never was cheap again. It's almost never
well,
cheaper
when
than
everybody
gas.
decided, I want a car that runs on diesel, they went, price of
People
supply and
in-
demand.
Out east, they heat their homes with diesel. You know, that's why in the winter it always goes up. And there's a lot of demand for diesel. All the trucks are pretty much diesel, and yeah, more cars are switching to diesel.
Yeah, well, plus, I mean, as far as freight goes, most of the freight in the country is moved by semi.
Oh, yeah.
So, they've kind of got the trucking companies and independent truckers kind of over the barrel a little bit.
Trains, barges, all diesel fuel. So, yep, but anyway,
Well, we
sorry,
need to
I
go
don't know
back-
why we got off on.
We need to go back to donkeys and burros, that's why.
There you go.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the extension of the recycling contract with Eagle Enterprises as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved the extension for Eagle Enterprises and the recycling contract. Next up, we have Resolution 2013-02, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I make a motion, we approve resolution number 2013-02, and this will appropriate motor fuel tax funds to pay PUATs in the sum of $2,184.54. And this is so we can continue receiving motor fuel tax funds in the future. These guys do a lot of the legwork for us.
Have a motion from trustee Harn,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of Resolution 2013-02, as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 4-0, board has approved resolution number 2013-02, appropriating motor fuel tax funds. Next order of new business tonight is an authorization to go out for bids regarding a couple retaining wall. That will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you again, Mayor Allen. Tonight, we have to choose. We have to choose either option